Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dr. Saqib Chowdhury again with a vlog because of this Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. Now, quite a lot of people questioned me, sent me questions, but also labeled me as a hypocrite because they said that on one hand, I'm encouraging people if they want, they can get the vaccine, but on the other hand, I'm not willing to get the vaccine myself. So I wanted to clarify this position, but also to spread this knowledge amongst people and laymen who have no idea how medical research works and why I am basically refraining from getting the vaccine. Now, one of the primary reasons, now let's put it like this. Excuse me, I have a bit of allergic rhinitis as well. So there are two things. One is whether this vaccine has any animal ingredient which may make it haram to Muslims, even to Jews because of kosher, and to vegetarians as well because of all the vegetarian and vegan stuff. And the second part is whether it has been ethically approved or not. Now, the first part, where the contents are, all the contents are synthetic contents. So I really wonder why they haven't yet labeled it as suitable for vegans, because trust me, my vegan friends, it is vegan friendly because there's no non-synthetic ingredient in it. Everything that is there is synthetic ingredient. I'm talking about the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, by the way. Now, coming to the second part of it. So the first part, vegetarian, it's suitable for vegetarians. It looks like suitable for vegan. It doesn't have any dairy product in it. So, and as I said, it's all synthetic. So for Muslims as well, it's from a use perspective. If you say I don't bother about the approvals because FDA has approved it, because MHRA has approved it, I'm okay with it. Now, shall I get it or shall I not? Based on the ingredients. So based on the ingredients, I've given you my um, professional thought on that. And somewhere once I edit this video, I'll put the list of ingredients in one or the other corner. Now, the second part is ethical approval or unethical approval. Now, the sample size, I have to give devil its due. Pfizer and BioNTech had the right sample size, 44,970, 44,000 plus patients or clinical trial subjects is a very good sample size. I take that. 21 CFR, Code of Federal Regulation, there is a specific regulation which tells you that these trials that are done in US FDA for a new drug application, which is called an NDA, they have to be published on clinicaltrials.gov. All the results have to be published on clinicaltrials.gov. If the vaccine is so superb, no adverse events, no serious adverse events, which we call it AEs and SAEs, then why have they not published the results? No conspiracy here. No, I'm not a believer in conspiracies at all. I'm talking about pure medical research ethics that we have followed. We see been in this field for 25 years now. I can't name the companies, but have been associated with blockbuster products. So none of the result has been published on clinicaltrials.gov. I'll give you an example. In one of the clinical research I'm associated with had 6 SAEs, serious adverse events. The 6 people died. All of them died because of unrelated causes. They had no, the cause was not related to the drug, to the trial drug. Died of COVID, 2 died of pneumonia, 1 was ischemic heart disease, multiple organ failure. So it took me 2 days of on-site visit to the hospital, reviewing all the data, source data verification. Then it took me 3,000 records to review before I can adjudicate that these were actually unrelated and the sites followed the protocol correctly and that there were no major concerns, there was no scientific misconduct, there was no potential scientific fraud involved in this. For 2 SAEs. For adverse events, the exercise is slightly less robust, but still it is. You have to do a thorough review. My question to my friends at MHRA is, You did the whole review in 2 days. Had you taken 2 months, I would have been the first person to say ethically approved, because 2 months, even though it's less, but still gives me a bit of assurance that you have taken your time. In 2 days, in a week, or in 2 weeks, you cannot review sample size from 44,000 patients. You cannot go to the sites to see protocol deviations, source data verifications. You cannot do source data verification with the site data versus the data going into ECRFs, the case report forms. In Even within 2 weeks, you cannot do vendor qualification inspection where the vendors used were authentic, genuine, adequate. How have you even managed to see the data integrity? I am really surprised on MHRA and people from CHM who say that it's ethically approved. In 2 weeks, I can challenge you publicly. You cannot review the data integrity. The data integrity cannot be reviewed in 2 weeks. How did you manage to do that? Did you review all the reports from DSMB? Was a DSMB formed in first place? There should have been a DSMB, a Data Safety Monitoring Board. Where is the DSMB? There is no DSMB. If it is, where is the data and findings from DSMB? How did you manage to go and check the source data verification? If you haven't done SDV, how can you manage to say it's ethically approved? It's not ethically approved. Don't fool the people. And this is the problem. This is why I'm not going to get the vaccine, because no way on earth can anyone with whatever scientific brilliance in your head can review data in 2 days or 2 weeks for such a product. No way on earth. And this is my concern, that I'm not going to get this, because what's happening now is the largest human clinical trial in the history of mankind, where they have given approval to a product whose safety is not established. And now, oh yes, yesterday they said severe allergic reaction, people don't get it. What does this show? This shows they were unable to catch these things in AE review, in the adverse event reviews. Why? Because they haven't reviewed anything. They haven't. Had they reviewed adverse event reactions, they would have known a trend out of those 44,000 patients. How did they miss 4 patients with facial palsy? There is nothing on the leaflet that says that this may be an adverse event that could happen, or adverse reaction that could happen. Nothing. This clearly shows the complacence, the political pressure on MHRA, and them fooling us, nation, by saying it's safe. It is not safe, at least from my medical research opinion and my experience, not at all. And this is the reason why I'm not going to get this vaccine. I'm sorry the video went too long. Hopefully this should clarify the reasons, the concerns of why I'm I'm so I'm not against the vaccine. I'm against the regulators. They are the ones who have responsibility of our lives. I have myself been involved in blocking Alzheimer pipeline in a very big company to come out, primarily because there were safety concerns. How can the regulators allow drug without doing a proper safety review? This is my concern. Thank you very much for listening so patiently. Take care. Bye.